just came from the slaughtered lamb, and I was just like walking home
with my friend Richard, and then out of nowhere, this beast came out, bit me, killed my friend.
I mean, you're probably asking yourself, why are you recording a video if your friend just died? I have no idea. It's what I'm obligated to do. Today, on The Good, the Bad, and the Judgment, we're talking about 1981 classic, An American Werewolf in London. And let's go outside and howl at the moon, baby. Like I said, welcome back to the channel, FACCI'S Cinema. I'm FACCI, of course. If you're new here, please think about subscribing to the channel, and obviously claw the shit out of that like button for me, and leave a comment down below. Always love interacting with you guys, so would really appreciate it. I put this one out in a poll on my YouTube community page. It had great response. This Halloween Ends was in the lead, and I ended it prematurely, but this one kicked Halloween Ends' ass, so I had to do this one before Halloween Ends comes out. So that's why we're doing it today. Directed by John Landis. Special effects by Rick Baker in this one. Currently certified fresh. 89% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics and 85% on Rotten Tomatoes from the audience. I know this is a universally well-loved movie. Universally received as probably the best werewolf movie of all time. I got this beautiful steelbook. Look at the reflection. Look at that. Is beaut. See, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best werewolf movies ever made. A lot of people's favorites. Not my favorite, but I'm going to tell you right now what I love about it in The Good. But first, let me go over the cast real quick. We have David Naughton. We have Jenny Agutter, maybe? I don't know. Griffin Dunne as Jack. So, like I said, we're going to dive into The Good. First thing in The Good, great practical effects. This is the 80s, and this effect work in here is probably 100 times better than what we get today, which is very sad. You'd think we'd come a lot further, but we kind of went backwards. Practical effects always win. I mean, it's fine if you use a little bit of CGI here and there if you could make it all blend in perfectly. This movie doesn't need CGI at all. Obviously, they didn't have it back then. This is all practical, everything. Rick Baker coming in with one of the best werewolf transformations of all time ever put to film. The way that it looks, it does drag a little bit, but that's a story for another day, everybody. But David in this movie, him and Jack walking back from the slaughtered lamb after they kind of offended the shit out of him. And then they get attacked by the beast, the werewolf, killing Jack. David gets transformed into a wolf. And that's how this story got created. That's what happened at the bar. You don't go to the bar because you're going to get killed and turn into a werewolf. It's simple facts. But one of the best werewolf transformation scenes of all time. Practical effects. Can't beat it. Chef's kiss. Rick Baker, he won awards for this shit because that's how good he is. Another aspect of this movie that's good is the nice blend of the comedy. Yeah, the comedy. Man, I'm dumb. The comedy and the horror aspect perfectly. You know, we got scenes of comedy, you know, then it gets slowly transitioned to horror. You know, just had like a sex scene, all lovey-dovey, transformed into a nightmare with werewolves killing people with machine guns and shit. The blend was fantastic. I think Hard Eyes did a really good job of doing the same thing. A lot of people didn't like that movie. Kind of very similar, honestly, but this movie, I guess because it came in the 80s, is better well received. But I love the blend of the comedy and horror. Worked perfectly. Very entertaining movie throughout. And that American man stole my balloons because he's naked and he's covering up his ding-dong. Or in English terms, his wanka. Another thing good, the terrifying werewolf soldier dream sequence stuff that's going on. Like, these wolves are not like typical werewolves, but they're creepy as shit. They got like army suits on, coming in with machine guns, slaying David's whole family. It's pretty sick, man. It's pretty sick, pretty scary, very creepy stuff. If that would have been how the whole movie was, I don't know, man. This might have went up to like another star level higher. Might have been over 5 stars because this movie, that'd have been crazy shit. But that is one of the best parts of this movie for sure. And then another good thing is the tragic love story. Obviously, David fell in love with the nurse throughout this. Very quick, obviously, because they just met and then they fell in love. Obviously, I'm assuming this is only within a couple days from the time he changed to the time that the demise of the werewolf. But that was a nice love story. They fell hard for each other. The chemistry was there. It felt really real. So I think that was another great aspect to this movie. For sure. But with good, there's always got to be some bad in these movies. And that's how we arrived at the bad. It's maybe a nitpick, but I think we needed some more kill scenes, you know? I think I needed more bodies to hit the floor, like Drowning Pool used to say. You know, let the bodies hit the floor. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear it. I was talking Jason X, by the way. Terrible fucking movie. All these people like Jason X. That movie's dog shit. But we're going to save that for the Friday the 13th redo review series with my boy Justin from Justin David YouTube channel. So if you ain't subscribed to that motherfucker, you better go check it out because he got some swag and cardigans. But yeah, more kill scenes for me. I'm all about the kills. I know a lot of people say most of these movies don't need the kills, but I really want the kills. So put some more in here. Give me some more bloody, gory goodness. Please. Rip some more people's dicks off. Gosh. Throw them in the streets. Different movie probably. I don't know. I think I wanted to see this movie end a little bit differently. It ended obviously tragically, but I would have liked to see maybe the werewolf curse pass on to somebody else as the movie ended. I know we did get an American Werewolf in Paris, which is totally entirely different. But it would have been nice to get a sequel a little earlier. David might have bitten someone he didn't entirely kill, and obviously the curse is passed on to them, and then we could got a sequel to it with more great Rick Baker practical effects. Not the way they chose to go, which I mean I totally get it. A one and done is fine. You don't want to milk these movies forever, like Halloween, even though I love Halloween, but they do. So definitely past the curse. And another thing that was bad, I wanted more Jack. I thought Jack was one of the best parts of this movie when he kept coming back all deteriorating each and every time they showed him on screen. I wanted more Jack. I think he brought a great comedic aspect to this movie, and he just brought something entirely different than David's character did. So, and when they were together, they worked perfectly. So we definitely wanted more Jack, in my opinion. But obviously, he got killed off real quick, and then he only had, a couple scenes here and there throughout the movie. I do like that one at the movie theater where they're watching the porn, and David's sitting with all the people he killed, and they're going over, like, their family lives and what they did and shit, and they're in limbo forever until the curse. I like that scene as well. But more Jack all the time. Let's go. I ain't talking about Jack Daniels. By the way, hey, honey, can you give me a shot of Jack, please? Double shot. Sorry about that. And now we finally reached it to Logan. The Judgment, ladies and gentlemen. The Judgment. What do I give an American Werewolf in London? 1981. One of the best years in horror in the 80s for sure. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Pretty damn solid. Like I said, could have used a little more kill scenes throughout. A little more Jack. I think maybe I would have raised it up, bumped it up a little bit more. But overall, it's a fun time. Whenever you want to watch a werewolf movie, this is one you're going to want to go out and get. If you have not ever seen this movie, I highly recommend checking out An American Werewolf in London. Go pick up the Steelbook. You got to get it. It's out there. You're missing out on one hell of a werewolf film. And if you're, like I said, if you're a werewolf guy, you really dig werewolf movies, this is definitely going to be one that you add to your rotation of annual werewolf watches. And the reason it got a 4 out of 5 also, obviously practical over CGI. Practical effects are always going to win. They're always going to look far superior. Look at The Thing. Look at The Fly. They're just so much better. So practical wins. And a possible sequel. Maybe could have made this go a different way. I wrote Afterlife down here on the paper. I don't know what the fuck that means. Maybe they show Jack and David after they died. I don't know why I wrote that down. Just ignore that I even said that. Please. I'm mediocre as it is. I don't need any criticisms from you. Okay, maybe you guys criticize me all you want. I can take it. I got Michael and Ghostface backing my ass up. So say what you want to say, Logan. Yeah, so definitely, I think a sequel, not American Werewolf in Paris, a sequel closer to this one, really would have been added bonus for this movie for sure, unless it totally destroyed this one, then maybe this score would have dropped. But 4 out of 5 is very solid. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Yes, he's excited about this. Jordan is very excited about American Werewolf in London. Please like the video, subscribe for more horror content. Obviously, weekly live streams. I do one of these once a week with the Good, the Bad, and the Judgment. Going to be starting Friday the 13th redo review series. Ain't gonna want to miss that, because anytime we talk about Jason and Friday the 13th is a fucking bonus. Holy shit, that was loud. Jason's pissed, and he's starting to wake up over here and here. He's everywhere, my friends. But look forward to hanging out with you guys Tuesday night. Halloween ends, The Good, the Bad, and the Judgment with Nick from the Lost River Drive-In. I will see you guys there. And don't forget, stick to the roads. Best of luck. Stay scary, everybody.